What is good, everybody? This is TAETRO and welcome back to the Lo-Fi Loft. April 4th, 404 day just recently passed, and it had me thinking about the SP404, and it's been a little while since I made a video with the 404, so, the 404 is both frustrating and obtuse, as well as beautiful, and just sets me on a different creative path occasionally. I love it, and I hate it at the same time. I'll talk a little bit about that today, but I also want to show a cool performance technique that is kind of like a performance effect, but it's not one of the built-in ones. We're kind of breaking the rules with the 404 using this technique that I started doing the other day. But first, let me do a quick performance for you, utilizing that technique a little bit, and then I'll talk about some of those things I just mentioned. So enjoy this quick performance. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that, kind of like a basic little lo-fi housey kind of groove. But what I want to talk about real quick is how I created these two vocal samples. They have that kind of stuttery sound to them, and I actually created them from these cleaner sounding vocal samples. It's actually the exact same thing. This is actually my voice sampled. You can get these samples in my Sleepless sample pack. And I chopped them up for a few different notes. And what led me to do this little experimentation was being frustrated that I can't just run effects on a specific pad, or at least I don't know how at this moment. So say, for instance, I start one of these patterns. And maybe I just want to stutter the vocals. I can't really do that. I have to throw the performance effect on. And everything ends up getting run through the effects. I know we can set up different buses and stuff, but it's not super quick to get into. So how then can I create a stutter effect on a single vocal sample while, say, the beat is playing? And the way I'm going to accomplish this is by taking this sample here and adjusting its start and end point live, or like while holding the sample down. So check this out. So that's pretty fun to do, and it's not actually a performance effect. We're kind of just, it's a little bit of a cheat code, I guess, to make a really cool effect. And the beauty of it is you can do that live fairly easily. The other beautiful thing that the SP404 does is it's constantly recording audio. And if we hit the mark button, we can literally resample anything that we just did on the 404. Now, I was wondering, since it doesn't record certain things like the metronome sound, I wondered if it would record that sort of stuttery effect that we just did. And it turns out that it does. So how I pulled this off was like this. I went to the pattern select button, and I want to record a new pattern. We're not really going to record a pattern though. This is just so that we can have a click track on. Then if I hit record again, it'll start to count me in. If I turn metronome on, Now we hear the metronome, because this does take some timing. Like, even though we're not playing super rhythmically, there's a little bit of rhythm to it. And now we do exactly what I just showed you. But we don't even have to record it. We're going to be in rehearsal mode, so it's not even going to record what we're doing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and not all of that was great. However, hit that mark button, suddenly what we have is all that sample material, metronome not included, and parts of it were good, parts of it were not. So here's the process from there. If I want to just get that section right there, let's zoom in on that a bit. And I'm not even going to worry about the endpoint because we might want to chop up the rest later. Quickly hit record. And I don't have any empty pads in this group, but let's just go to group F really quick and assign it to pad 5. And now we can play with that. So now we have the vocal stutter, but we don't have to actually do the start and end point live thing, even though I still might do that because it's kind of fun to do live. The beauty of this, of course, though, is if we maybe copy this to another pad quickly like that, we can do fun things like change the pitch of it. And let's turn that off vinyl mode so it keeps the timing. And it doesn't have to be a full octave, it could be +3. So this is something I just think is a lot of fun. And then what ultimately ends up happening is if we keep the original sample that's not stuttery and we keep the stuttery, we can bounce back and forth between them and combine them in fun ways. So yeah, I thought it was just fun to share this cool, fun, stuttery effect by changing the start and end point live. I mean, you can even create a stutter, I believe, by doing this with the end point. The difference there being that every time I change the end point, the sample starts again, but it starts from the same starting point. Change the start point, and it always starts from the new start point. Pretty cool, pretty fun, and not actually a built-in performance effect, but still a pretty cool performance effect. And of course, I'm talking about this thing that's a little bit of a workaround and a little bit of a hack, but that's kind of the beauty of the 404. Of course, creativity comes from within limitations, but man, there are just some things that are so frustrating on the 404. Case in point, during that performance that I just did, I couldn't actually run performance effects. At least I don't think so. So just watch this really quick. If I go back to one of those patterns, let's do this one. And let's say I was recording, just put myself in record mode. Because obviously while you're recording, you probably want to play notes and do performance effects. But no matter how hard I hit these buttons, when I'm in record mode, I cannot trigger these effects, even when I'm in rehearsal mode. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't be possible. I want to be able to play in musical ideas, have them record, have it all loop, and do performance effects at the same time. Now, if I'm not recording and I play one of these patterns, again, I'm not recording. All the performance effects I want. But maybe I'm just dumb, but I don't know how to jump from being in record mode here so that I can use effects. And now, even if I could just turn record mode off. Rehearsal mode, no. This button, record setting, not that I know of. I don't know. If you're a 404 wizard out there and I'm just missing something, please let me know. But this is my kind of common frustration with the 404 is there are some like kind of basic things that are not super easy to do. But there are a lot of really beautiful things and I still love using the 404. So it's this very love-hate relationship, like I said at the beginning. Anyway, fun little technique and then just some of my thoughts and frustrations. Please let me know what you think in a comment down below. If you want to see more 404 content, I'm happy to deliver it. You just have to let me know, give this video a thumbs up, and that's going to be it. Oh yeah, again, you can get that vocal sample in my sample pack. That's just a simple one shot, but there's some other more interesting ones as well. All right, that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been TAETRO from the Lo-Fi Loft. Have a good one.